it's Debbie with the Pick and Coop Farmstead. This morning I was out in my garden and I was fertilizing everything with my worm casting tea that I had. I made a video on that one. But at the same time, after I got done, I went around and checked all my tomato plants to see if they needed tied up, trimmed, the suckers pulled off of there. And you won't believe how many suckers I got. I got this whole coffee can full of suckers. So I thought, I've showed you where the suckers are located on the plant and how to trim them. But in case you didn't see that, wherever you see, unless it's the top of the plant, a V and there's a little sprout growing up between, that is your sucker plant. So snip those off. If they're small enough, you can pinch them. But if they're bigger, I go ahead and just snip them with some little clippers that I have. So I wanted to show you how, once I bring them in the house, I prep them to get them to sprout, and this way you have an unlimited supply of tomatoes. I mean, the sooner the better, get them growing. Some people put them right in the ground. I prefer to root them in water in the house, and I put them in a sunny windowsill. So let's come along and check it out. Okay, so what you're gonna need obviously are your suckers that you've trimmed off. And I always have some kind of container out in the garden, whether it be a jar, empty Folger can, and then I put water in it and just take it around with me and add my starts that way, because they wilt pretty quickly. And then once I come in the house, I put some fresh cold water in a jar. Wide mouth works better, especially if you have lots of starts, or perspective starts, I should say. Then you're just going to grab them. Now this one was growing and is starting to grow more, so I usually snip off the lower leaves. So we're just going to snip those off. Then you just add them to the water. It's pretty simple. Some of these were growing at the base of my tomatoes, so I thought, well, they weren't necessarily suckers, but I'm gonna put them in and see what they do. And then what they're gonna do is grow little roots. Once they grow the roots, then you just take them out and plant them just like a tomato seedling. Again, you're gonna trim off these lower leaves just so they don't rot in the water. And I change my water probably every other day or so, because it is summertime and it gets pretty warm in my windowsill. So you want to make sure that you have fresh water all the time. And then on this one, you can see this one was growing at the base. So this is a good example. Let me show you. Let's see. Right here is a little sucker. So you pinch those off just like that. And here's another one. And if you want, you can let them grow up to get bigger so you can do a tomato start. So I would probably just do a couple of more in this jar. Give them a little room to root. Most of them root. Not always though, and if they don't, it's okay. I mean, they're free plants, so you don't have anything to lose. So here you go, there you have it. Fresh tomato starts. And another thing too, as you go around, if you're really wanting to know what type of tomatoes they are, I just willy-nilly go around. I don't have a container for each type of tomato. I just don't have time for that, but you could. So if you had like cherry tomatoes, San Marzano, have a little container for each type, and then when you bring them in the house, put them in your jars, label the jars. That way you know what type of tomato you have growing. But I have so many out there, so many varieties. I just snip them, put them in the water, root them up, go out and plant them wherever I can find a spot for them. And then that way you have an endless supply of tomato plants. Give some to friends. I did that last year. I gave so many of these away, and I only have like one more bed to put out there, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to put in it. Tomatoes maybe. All right, well, I hope this helps somebody. Free is always better, and you get a much faster result. It's too late this time of year to grow tomatoes from seed, so you get a much faster result with these, and they do really well, and they do bear fruit. So have a great day. I hope the sun is shining where you are, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.